How's it going, guys? Let's change the world. This is Shep. I don't know if you can see me. That makes it easier for you. I want to talk to you guys today about making that step to getting clean. For those of you guys who are on substances right now, alcohol, opiates, methamphetamine, anything. And I know the number one thing right now that you're having the issue with is, making that jump to get off. And I know it's extremely hard, especially for those of you. Everybody goes through some kind of recovery process, but most of the people that are going through like the withdrawal process, like the opiate withdrawal, it's the hardest for you guys. And I completely understand that it's really hard to make that jump. It's how do you do it? And it usually ends up being I'll do it tomorrow or I'll start tomorrow kind of thing. And that tomorrow leads into 9 months. And, that could lead to incarceration, losing everything, or even death. I had the same issue. I completely understand, guys. And, it kind of seems to take you, the Lord lets you keep doing it until he takes you down to rock bottom. Once you start to lose everything, there's one thing left that you just can't lose. For me, that was my family, and my wife and my kid, because I was going to have a divorce, and they were going to leave, So that was the last thing that I just couldn't have that be taken away. Everyone's got one thing that's like, okay, I'm at rock bottom, and sometimes people don't make it to be grateful and blessed enough to make it to the rock bottom before they die, or before they end up in prison or something, guys. What I want to say to you is you're not alone. I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and be like, come on, guys, just suck it up and have some strength, because I know how it is. It's not easy. That's not the way it works, okay? What I would suggest doing, first off, is finding yourself a trusted partner. Even if this means you have to be honest with somebody that you don't necessarily want to tell, this could potentially save your life. And this is find someone, your spouse, your parents, or like, anything. Maybe a best friend or something. It's got to be, someone. There's someone there that you can tell. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but tell them what's going on. And pray that they'll be able to help you. And that they'll say, hey, you know what, I'll be more than willing to help you out, because this is going to be the hardest thing, is tapering down off the drug that you're on. If you can't get onto a Suboxone or methadone program, which I'd highly suggest not doing, it just makes things take longer, and the withdrawal can be a lot longer. But if you go that route, that's completely up to you and God. That's your decision. But I would highly suggest tapering down. A lot of people don't have self-control. That's why I'd suggest getting somebody that would help you. You know what I mean? So, if you guys can do that, taper down. And when you make a decision and make a date to quit, let me tell you something. Don't ever do this when you're high. Don't be high and say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit tomorrow. I'm going to quit. Because you're not. It's not going to happen. Let yourself get sick. Let yourself get to the point where you're not happy. You're feeling horrible because you don't have your drug, right? That's when you're going to think the most clearly. You're going to be frantic, but you're going to think clearly. Why? Because you're not going to have that cloud in your head that's basically you're lying to yourself and telling yourself, I'm going to do this, and you're really not. The Lord talks to you when you're not clouded up, okay? When you're sober, even if you're in misery, the Father can connect to you. You can feel the Spirit, right? So God will talk to you. I made up the excuses and pushed it farther and farther and farther away. That's the kind of person that I was, right? Being the addict that I was. And one day I was sick. Really sick. Didn't have my dope, right? And that's when God talked to me. And I was like, my God, I feel horrible right now. I feel sick. And all I want is my drug. But you know what? Like, what am I doing with my life? And I finally got that. And it makes me wonder if I wasn't sick, because I was working with the cartel and stuff. I always had stuff. I always had, drugs. It just so happened to be I didn't have any at that time, right? And I was sick. And what would have happened if I wasn't at that point? God allowed that to happen. If it didn't happen, I wouldn't have heard him and felt him and been able to understand what he was saying to me. Could have ended up dead, So it might be hard. Give yourself a chance at being sick, okay? Test yourself a little bit, push yourself, and make the decision when you're well. Or not when you're well, when you're sick, okay? Because when you do it when you're well, you're not thinking clearly, okay? Start off doing those two things and set yourself a date, and don't be afraid, okay? Fear is the one thing that keeps men from, and women from jumping out of their comfort zone to getting better, okay? After you make that decision and set that date, take that opportunity and do it. I would highly suggest, guys, this is my number one opportunity, or not opportunity, number one suggestion for you. Okay, this is what I did. I've quit on my own a bunch of times and went cold turkey. And guys, it's torture. You relapse a lot of the time. Get into a program. There's a lot of free programs out there. If you need help, I'll look in your state and city and I will find one for you. Free programs. A lot of times they'll charge you a small amount of money, like maybe 20, 25 bucks, to get Suboxone treatment for just a couple days. So this time you're not on it for a long time. Just a couple days. It eases the withdrawal symptoms. You're still going to end up being a little bit miserable, but that's fine, as long as it's not going to be at, you know, the full acute withdrawal. So try to do that, and then that's your best option. Like this, there's government-funded free programs and stuff. So do it. You know, it's something that is very important to your health and your well-being and your life. So that's what I'd highly suggest, okay? If you can't do that, then find someone that's willing to help you taper down and start there. It's always good to get a medical professional's help, okay? Stay away from methadone, please. I'd suggest staying away from methadone. I'll do another video on that, but I'm telling you guys, you're going to get yourself in a worse situation. Methadone is much stronger probably than what you're on, and they load you up on it, and getting off is a nightmare. It's about a month-long withdrawal process of just pure hell. You don't want to go through it. If anybody needs any help at all, if you guys need someone to talk to, you need encouragement, guys. I'm not one of those guys that has a ministry that never talks to you and never says anything because I'm too busy for you. No, that's not the case. I do everything that I can. I'm usually busy for a lot of people, so I have a lot of staff and stuff, but when it comes to substance abuse, I'm never too busy, okay? And substance abuse is my number one priority. For people that have substance problems, come to me and I will talk to you. I will answer you, okay? Promise. And if I don't get to you quick enough, I will try. Message me again and again, and I'll read it eventually. I get a lot of messages, okay? You guys, I'll be there for you if you need my private number. If you're doing that bad and you really need my private number, I don't give it out to everybody, but if you ask and you really need it, I'll give it to you, okay? I'm here to encourage you and help you. And I want you guys to also know nobody's perfect. You will probably relapse. It happens. Relapse happens. Why? Because we are sinners. Don't tell yourself you're never going to do it again, because when it happens, you're not going to be able to get back up again. Relapse does happen, but the thing is, the key is repenting and getting it up as quick as you can and fixing it, right? Okay, guys, this was Shep from Let's Change the World Ministries. Please contact me if you're having an issue, and we'll get you taken care of, okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Take it easy, and thank you so much for watching the video and spending some time trying to better yourself, okay? All right, guys, God loves you, and I bid you all Godspeed. Step out of your comfort zone. All right, guys. Bye.